The San Antonio Spurs aren't really in the trade market, but if they were, the Spurs are largely ahead of their rebuild, obviously because of Victor Wembanyama, but because this is a team that has the point guard, Chris Paul, leading the way, leading the show, and he looks rejuvenated for this team at 39 years old. Similarly, when CP3 was on the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team many projected to be a lottery team, they defied the expectations. And Paul's on a 1 year, $10.46 million deal, and it wouldn't be surprising for a championship contender who would like to fortify their backcourt and get a rental in Chris Paul, as he seems like somebody who would be quite cheap to get. Now, the question is San Antonio even going to entertain the idea of trading a guy who clearly is very well regarded within the organization? And with that said, San Antonio has valued Paul's leadership, mentorship, and the pick and roll he runs with Victor Wembanyama, and adding the veteran leaders with Harrison Barnes, emphasizing the foster of the growth of the culture and the growth of the players, and Wembanyama, Devin Vassell, Stephen Castle, Kellen Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, teach them how to win, and all those important things that come to when you nurture a new team. It makes it, in my opinion, highly unlikely that the San Antonio Spurs would trade Mr. Chris Paul. But if there was a trade candidate, I guess they're saying Chris Paul could be the one that gets them the most value out of all the players on the roster currently. And if that's the case, that does make sense, even though I don't fully agree with him. So time will only tell what they'll do. I think that they're a team that does value, their players. And I look at Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson is like one of the last holdovers from the LaMarcus Aldridge days. And to think that these are guys who may or may not be available. I don't know if you guys just heard that, but I definitely think it's an interesting stretch, and it's going to be interesting how this all develops, because it's going to definitely decide if the Spurs I think they're going to keep him. There's no point in trading him. I feel like it'd be a dumb trade. You'd just be getting rid of somebody who's helping your franchise, but that's just my 2 cents on the matter. I'd like to hear your guys', as I think it's going to be an interesting season as we get close to the deadline for the Spurs.